Hi, my name is Melissa Klimek with Seer Gallery, and today I'm talking to Cristal Sabbagh. Cristal is a Chicago-based artist, and she has three beautiful drawings in our current exhibit online on the Seer Gallery website. Breathe Breath is the name of the exhibit. Cristal is a multidisciplinary artist who works in everything from ceramics, performance, dance, and more traditional drawing. Hi, Cristal. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have this conversation.
Yeah, great. So I wanted to spend some time talking with you today about your three drawings that you have in the exhibit, and maybe if you could give us just a little background on why you chose those subjects and sort of your inspiration behind the work.
Great. Yeah, this was, it's just been such a tough time kind of navigating everything that's happening right now there's just so many different layers with COVID and racial discrimination and the racial turmoil. And once the uprising started, I was trying to think like, well, where can I help, besides donating and protesting and things of that nature. Like, what else can I do? I'm an artist, and I always look to other artists as well, kind of during this time, as strong voices. And I'm like, well, it seemed to me like I could help in ways by focusing and honoring primarily like Black trans folks and Black women that don't normally get the attention that other cisgendered Black folks do in the media when something happens, whether violent attacks or violent deaths. And as you know, and many other people know, the average age of Black trans women, it's around 35, and that's horrendous. Like, we need to do a whole restructuring of how we need to start accepting everybody, not just like straight Black folks. I mean, it needs to be a full spectrum. This is like red alert time. And so I wanted to do my part as an artist and honor some of the people that had, like Iana Dior had been violently attacked by like over 30 people over an incident, and just broke my heart. Tony McDade was killed by the police, and there's eyewitnesses that say like he didn't have, he wasn't pointing a gun at the cops. Like, they could have taken him in for questioning, but that didn't happen. And then Oluwatoyin Salau, who that story all these stories just really have shaken me up. Young activist, had such a bright future, and she was leaving an abusive situation at home and then ended up dying, from another abuser and killer. Outside of her home. I'm just,
well, I mean,
okay,
in addition to
my energy.
I was just saying, in addition to your drawings being beautiful, it is nice to highlight and see some faces and learn the stories of, some of the people that don't make the news, and to hear some of the awful things that have happened that maybe aren't getting the attention. So I'm really glad that you're shining a light on them. I will add also that you have some beautiful audio recordings in the virtual space as well. So for each, person, you can kind of learn a little more about them there. It's not enough, obviously. And, I kind of hope you continue to do your drawings. Do you have any more of them in the works, or?
I've got there's a lot of different projects that I'm trying to work on at once. It's kind of crazy. I wish I had like 5 more brains and 6 more sets of hands. I'm also working on, I've been throwing a lot of mugs lately, and I've been painting portraits on those for like an upcoming project. And right now I'm in the midst, I don't know if you can see it.
Ooh.
See it here. But I'm in the midst of painting India Moore, from like activist from Pose. I adore them so much. Next is going to be Billy Porter. Next is probably going to be MJ Rodriguez. So I'm trying to highlight some of the LGBTQIA folks from Pose. And I'm also working on like another James Baldwin mug for some people. I just finished one of those, and yeah, and then there's other portraits that I need to get to. So there's a lot of things I need to do. I'm excited. I'm just gonna have to kind of like, once I'm teaching full time, kind of organizing my time a bit more. This summer has been nicer because I've had more time off.
Yeah. And then yesterday as well, you sent out some posts on Instagram about another thing you've been busy working on this summer, around just sort of documenting and creating a database of Black artists. Can you talk a little about that as well?
Yeah, this was really great. It was spearheaded by Jonathan Pruck and another art teacher. These are both art teachers, and another art teacher named Deanna. And they had asked me, or Jonathan knows me because we work at neighboring schools, and he had asked me like, hey, we would love if you could help, add some artists to this database. There's really nothing. I don't really feel like I've seen anything like this, where it's really specific in terms of categories, not just like, oh, Black artists. It's like, okay, sculpture, drawing and painting, mixed media, performance, street art. There's even more categories in there. So I really geeked out, adding as many people as I could find, and then through Instagram, and then finding people like so many different ways. And then now it grew to, at least the last that I knew, was like at least 500 different artists. And so it's finally like not done, but it's in shape to like show to the public now. And we're hoping that people can use this as a resource, and also people can add to the list. It's a living document instead of here it's done, boom. And so I'm still sharing out. It's great, and I hope it keeps spreading.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Well, Cristal, you sound like you've had an incredibly busy summer. I hope you're also having some time to relax and enjoy spending time with your family. Well, as I mentioned at the beginning, Cristal has 3 drawings that are on our virtual gallery space, and they're actually digital prints, so there are multiple copies of them available. So, please feel free to go to the website and check them out. Cristal, thank you so much for taking the time and catching up with me today. I really appreciate it.
Yay, thank you so much. This was fantastic.